Hello and welcome to the Easily Excitable podcast. My name is Tom and with me this week is Spencer. Hey man, how's it
No,
going?
hi. I'm not on cold meds today, so
Woo!
good.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, things have been a bit crazy. Like we're recording this on a Monday, which is atypical for
Very
like when we
atypical for
usually
us.
record.
Yeah.
But I'm finishing work at 3:30 because I'm starting early, and so I'm just like, oh, that's the time that Spencer will be roughly around. So
Yep.
yeah, yeah, that's what's going on there, and yeah, it's been a crazy day by all accounts on both our parts,
Yeah.
from what I can tell.
Both sides of the Atlantic, kind of crazy.
But I'm not going to get into that here. Yeah, for other things, there's plenty of other things to
Sorry.
talk about today, such as you having put out a song recently. You did a cover
I
song
did.
of
It is a cover song.
yeah.
It's a cover song called "Chemical Workers Song," and it was written by a dude by the name of Ronald Angel back in 1964. And
Mhm.
it's a fairly popular song around my neck of the woods, just because it kind of resonates. There is, some, mining operations that have since closed up around here and
Mhm.
whatnot. And it also resonates with the fishing industry, which is also huge in my neck of the woods.
Uh-huh.
And it's a cool tune, and I've heard it done 18 different ways
Mhm.
that are all kind of the same kind of sounding way, but just slightly different. But no one had done it kind of as an insidious warning. It's like, all right, boys, before you go getting too crazy, come here a
Mhm.
minute. I needs to talk at you, kind of a thing. So
Mhm.
that was my goal. That's been floating around that idea has been floating around in my head since the last time I recorded it with a group, which was about
Mhm.
10 years ago. And
Okay.
they did a lovely version of it, but I was like, all attempts to convince them to try something different with it fell completely on deaf ears, which is fine because it probably wouldn't have suited their group at all. But
Yeah.
so I finally got up the nerve to try and do it myself,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
that was largely in part to the work that had been done with Rooster Teeth and with Jeremy and a few other little projects between here and there. And
Mhm.
so I said, you know what? I'm going to do this myself. I'm not going to rely on someone else to sort of help me deliver this. I'm just going to do it myself, and I'm going to put it out, and I'll see what happens.
Ah, nice.
And apparently, it's going over decently well. It's being played on a couple local radio stations now, which is pretty
Cool.
cool. The video on YouTube has 460 odd views since it's released,
Nice.
which
Nice.
may not sound like a lot to most people, but to me, that's by far the most views of any video I have on my channel.
Mhm.
So I'm all right with that. And
Nice.
apparently, I'm selling a couple of copies online. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome. Yeah, I checked it out on Apple Music, which I'll talk about in a bit anyway. But yeah, no, I listened to it. I enjoyed it. I had a good time listening to it. So yeah, I,
thanks.
I liked what you done. So yeah. And like initially, like the first minute or so, it took me a while to get keyed into the fact that it was you doing the vocals as well. So I was like, yeah, I didn't know what to expect really.
Yeah, that was different. I did that one day over the Christmas break. I had borrowed my friend's guitar and came in and I got the guitars done and I said, well, I got this time before I gotta bring back Maureen's guitar, so hell, let's sing it. And that's what I did,
Hmm.
and it turned out okay with
Yeah.
only minimal bits of digital manipulation after the fact. So
Oh, cool. Cool.
I
That's
was
something
quite
I need to do. I need to like sing a little more and just be like, yes, I will record me singing. I'm not particularly confident or great at singing, but
no, I'm not either,
it's
but
something I need to practice and do. So yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I've just been sitting around and I've been playing a lot of guitar recently. Like a lot of guitar, which
yeah,
is crazy. I don't know. I can't think of a day recently where I haven't picked up my guitar, and
sorry.
I think it's I don't know. I probably play at least half an hour a day at the moment,
Oh,
which
I
is
wish I had a
really
half hour
good
a
for
day.
me. But yeah, like I don't know. Like yeah, I think like the fact that my schedule at the moment's really accommodating to that because I'm either going to work early and finishing early, or going to work late and finishing late. So like I'm getting up at the same time every day, so I know where I can fit things in each day.
Nice.
And yeah, just playing guitar is just fits in really nicely with the schedule I've got at the moment, which I'm really enjoying.
Good.
And yeah, I feel like I'm getting better than I've ever been, which is really nice. And yeah, I'm getting way more confident. And yeah, I'm just finding some nice things I can jam over and like work on my lead work. But I know I need to work more on my rhythm stuff anyway. But yeah, it's good fun. And with it, I have bought myself 3 new fun pedals over the last month, and I'm just like, pedals are the best things. So yeah, I got myself. What do I got? Oh, all 3 of them are Electro Harmonix pedals, which I'd like some variety, but at the same time, they're like exactly what I wanted for the time being. I bought myself a Nano Pog, which is a polyphonic octave generator.
There you go. Hence
So
Pog.
yeah, it does an octave above and an octave below. I got a Nano Pog, and it's like a small form pedal, or like your average size pedal.
Yeah.
Rather than a larger form pedal. And it's just got 1 octave up, 1 octave down. And it sounds fantastic. It has like an organ style like characteristic to it.
Cool.
And it sounds great. We'll do another one of these in a few weeks or so, where we'll go through all the pedals I've got and like see how they affect the sound, because we've done that before as well.
We have indeed, with your tape echo.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, I've got that sitting over there as well. Just looked over, it's like, oh, tape echo, you're so lovely. But yeah, I've been using this Nano Pog, and it has created some fantastic sounds.
Excellent.
And what I thought was really important was I was trying to get I looked at what company is it? It's a company called Earthquaker Devices. They're working on like really boutiquey pedals, and they've got this pedal called the Hoof Reaper, which is a fuzz and an octaver all in one. But the octave only does like, you've got 2 separate switches, so there's like both pedal effects in there. Like,
okay, so you have at least a little bit of a control over it. All right,
yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah. But the octave was monophonic rather than polyphonic, so it'd only do 1 note at a time. And I was just like, oh, I really wanted a polyphonic one that'd work way better if I'm playing multiple notes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I tried it out, and I was just like, oh, this pedal isn't exactly what I'm looking for. And then I was like, how about I try this and what have I got? I got myself a Nano Big Muff. So yeah.
Yeah, all right.
So yeah, the Big Muff is like a classic fuzz sound. It's been around for quite a while actually. But I got the small pedal version of it. And yeah, it's a decent fuzz. It's good fun. The name makes me giggle a lot as well. I'm just like, oh, it's a great name. How many times I've just been like, oh, I'm looking at muffs, big muffs, the pedal,
big muffs. Oh, but it's in a little form. Oh.
So yeah, I've got that pedal. It's fuzz. It's really good. It just like fuzz came around like before overdrive and distortion, so it's like just something that affects the sound of guitars and makes it I don't know, gritty and distorted, but
yeah,
it's a specific effect in itself.
Yeah,
you typically hear it on things like Jimi Hendrix is playing to a low extent, not like massively processed, but he used a fuzz and an octave actually to very good effect. There's things like,
yes, he did.
I don't know, Purple Haze and things like that. That's like really the key sound I was going for. I was like, yes, I'm going to play some Jimi Hendrix. Which is why I wanted a fuzz and a pog. Yeah. So yeah, the fuzz is really nice. The octave is really nice. When you combine the 2 of them, it makes some magical sounds. And I'm just having a fantastic time with it all.
We definitely got to do that sort of demonstration podcast version.
Yeah,
that would be
we'll
amazing.
absolutely do that. I was thinking about doing it today, but it's been a while since we caught up, so I'd kind of like to just yeah, spend some time just chatting first and then go into it. Because the other thing I bought, which I previously had within my amp, was an overdrive. But I bought the overdrive out in front in form of an Electro Harmonix Crayon overdrive. Which
I'm
is
not
it's
familiar with
just
that one at all.
it's it I don't know. It serves a function. Like they've also Electro Harmonix also have the OD Glove and Soul Food overdrives, I believe. And they're like the more famous ones. And the Crayon is like one that just is to color your sound and not have too much impact, and like really gains most of the tone from the guitar rather than from the pedal itself.
Gotcha.
So the overdrive is just a nice smooth overdrive. It's okay for playing rhythm with, which is where I'm kind of struggling with it, because for rhythm and like when I'm looking to play something, I don't know, something heavier on my guitars and just play the rhythm, just get it done. It's not providing exactly as much as I want in the overdrive settings, but you know, I'm sure I can figure that out
Yeah.
by just like tweaking my compressor or something like that, and just tweaking the controls on it. But for a lead sound, when I'm playing, I'm going through chorus and echo, and oh my, it makes the sweetest of sounds. And so yeah, I've been playing with that a lot, like, over the
Nice.
last few days, just recording something clean and then shoving the overdrive on and being like, yes, this is all the sound I ever want. But
Yeah,
yeah.
the thing with I mean with playing rhythm stuff, I mean there's so many frequencies on the go. It can get muddy very, very, very quickly,
Hmm.
and that's why that's actually a fairly common mistake I see when guitar players come into the studio. They're like, "All right, I got this great tone for doing," and he's rhyming off the big old main riff, and it sounds great on that. But the second they go back into like a rhythm section, it's just a big muddy mess, and there's no
Hmm.
definition to it. It's just noise. And so often what I do then is I get them to I'll say, okay, well, we'll save that setup for those bits, but we're gonna go back and we're gonna record a proper rhythm guitar. We're just gonna back it off just a little bit, just
Yeah.
so we could get some clarity and definition in there, and it usually works out. So
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know whether I need to dial it back a little or dial it in a little more. I'll figure that out
oh yeah, well,
as I play it. Like
yeah, it
I
kind of
think,
depends on what you're playing, too at the time. So
yeah, I've come up with something like that's clean that then goes into a rhythm section, and like the clean part is very Metallica-esque in that it's
ooh,
an amalgamation of Fade to Black and One. Like the riffs from that, I was just like,
yeah,
yes, I have smushed these together and made something. And then I'm
cool.
like, I want to try and get like the rhythm part down with some distortion so that it sounds sort of Metallica-esque, but kind of put some Iron Maiden gallops in there and just have a good time
Nice.
with it. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. But yeah, I've just come up with like, since getting the pedals, like as well, pedals just seem to like, I've got them, I'll put something down and then I'll just start playing around because I've got the pedal sound like where I want it to be for the time being. I'll just come up with something completely new. I'm just like, oh, this pedal has unlocked something within me. But you know,
Oh
I
yeah,
guess that happens with a lot of people. They're just like, yes, this this guitar has a bunch of songs in it. This guitar has a bunch of songs in it. And these pedals are all contributing to specific songs. And yeah, I'm certainly finding that it's like, oh, this pedal has helped me write this song specifically. Yeah,
yeah. No, no, no.
finding that.
That's quite normal actually. You
Yeah,
know,
so yeah, I've been having a real good time just trying all the different things out as well. But
good.
I'll tell you, ooh, overdrive into the Pog, like, it's a little questionable. I'd rather go fuzz into the Pog than yeah, overdrive. But
Yeah, again, because you're getting a lot of the harmonics,
hmm
the over harmonics, right? So
yeah,
again, it could be getting a little crazy.
yeah. I need to like. I've also realised that the action on my guitar is questionable on my green guitar, because it's got like I want to say a Floyd Rose esque bridge in it. It's Ibanez's, which I believe is just as good or if not better. than a Floyd Rose, because it's just so smooth and I can do so much fun stuff with it. But I think I should be using thicker strings, and I've just had that realization because like the amount of force that's like or tension that's on the strings is okay for the strings, but maybe it's not great for the bridge. I should like firm that up a little and probably put some thicker strings on because I use 9 to 42s and I should probably be using 11 to 52s or something.
Yeah,
like
that's what I've got actually is 11 to 52s.
Yeah,
and I find
So
I just get a little more chunk out of it, right?
yeah, and I think what I need to do is do that and then play a little bit with it because I'm not going to be I'm not going to be able to bend those strings even slightly when I start.
It's gonna take a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to take a bit of you getting used to. So yeah, and then I was watching someone change the strings on a Floyd Rose style guitar, and they did it string by string, so they got each string, wound it up, and I'm so used to like removing all the strings and then replacing all the strings, but I tend to like clean the guitar as well when I do that, and like
gotcha.
rub down the fretboard as well, so that it all gets nice and clean. And like, fretboards get gross; they just get disgusting.
Yes, they do. You better believe that. And I mean, I'm someone who I mean, I've got like hand sanitizer, like gel waterless hand sanitizer for with 70% ethanol in it, just so I can like keep my hands kind of grimy free. Just for playing guitar, you get a little more life out of your strings. I knew a dude from around here. He picked up a guitar. If he picks up your instrument, like for 10 minutes, you will need to change strings. He's like toxic hands on him. Like he could not go through a recording session, like a day's worth of recording session, without changing strings at least twice. It was, I mean, like I couldn't get over the acidity in his hands. It was just unreal. I'd never seen anything like it before or since. So it was very unusual, and it was more so for like acoustic guitars than electrics.
Okay.
And with like sliding up and down and changing your positions and stuff like that, and just the strings were black within an hour and a half. I was like, holy shit, Dave. What is on your hands to be at that? I mean, it was almost like Gus Sorolla hands. We've heard Gus talk about how his hands are really
corrosive,
and it was the same thing. It was the same thing. Matter of fact, that's what I thought of when I was hearing Gus talk about the corrosiveness of his hands. I'm like, oh, that's I know a guy like that.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, no, luckily my hands don't do that, so my strings last for a long time.
Yeah, I got a set of strings on my Charvel Jackson back there now that they've been on there a while, and I probably should get new ones. But I know when I go to change them, I really need to get some some intonation work done on it because it doesn't get used nearly enough these days. So it's kind of pulling itself a little bit. So I know I gotta take it down to my guy and get it just set up again. That's all. Just a little bit of TLC. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do that. I need to change strings on mine and then properly make sure that the bridge is set at the right height and the correct tensions on it. Because that's gonna I don't know, when I change the gauge of strings, it's gonna throw it all off massively.
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it will.
So yeah, I'm gonna be having an interesting time with that. That's what I need to do. So yeah. So when I was listening to music on Friday, Apple Music just crashed on me. Like it crashed.
Just straight out of the blue.
Like straight out of the blue. Crashed, and I was like, okay, well, I'll load it back up. Wouldn't load back up, and it would crash every time I tried to open it. And I was just like, that's really annoying. That's really, really annoying. Then I uninstalled it, reinstalled it, did the same thing. So I'm just like, I'm a bit stuck. I didn't know how to fix it other than like a fresh reinstall of it. And I never got around to doing that, but it just would not work at all. So I was like, right, I'm going to abandon this. I'm going to try and move over to Spotify instead and build a music library over there.
Right. Now, a quick question. Did you do any online research to see if that's happened to anybody else?
yes, it has happened to other people, and like I tried everything that they suggested, which was reinstall it, connect it, do a whole bunch of things, and it just did not work anymore.
Wow, that's
And I was
unfortunate.
just like, oh well, I'm gonna move over to Spotify, as I'm probably gonna move away from having an Apple phone at some point in the near future anyway. Um, Probably for the fact that my phone's nearly 3 years old and I need to replace it with something, but I don't need that something to be an expensive iPhone anymore. I just need something that's got Android on it that can hold music or open Spotify and Snapchat, and that's about it.
Come to the Samsung.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I was looking at, I don't know, a Samsung J3 or something like that. It's like a 200 quid phone, and I'm just like, something that will suffice for the next few months as I'm in the process of trying to leave this place. Like, yeah, and get on with the rest of my life. So yeah, and yeah, I only need something that'll work here for 6 to 8 to 10 months or so. So yeah, why go for something crazy when something simple will suffice?
Yeah, I've been very happy with Google Music. I really have been very, very happy with it. Been very reliable, and I almost fell over them.
Oh no,
That would have been funny. Too bad this wasn't a video podcast,
I know,
because
right?
that would have been hilarious. No, I've just been very happy. It's worked for me every single time. I haven't had a hitch with it yet. I'm desperately now searching for a piece of wood to tap. Close enough, fake wood. But yeah, it's been just. So, I mean, finding stuff on there is sometimes a little bit tangly, because sometimes there's just alternate versions of it up. Like I was trying to get Alice Merton's No Roots the other day, and all I could find was like this 5-minute instrumental version of it. And I'm like,
Oh,
I don't want that version of the song. I want the release of the song, because I actually like that song. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. And I can't find it. And I'm pissed.
yeah.
But yeah, that's been the only quirk, is sometimes there's just like alternate versions of songs on there that I'd like to hear the original versions of it. Not like the weird remix version, but just a version would be great.
Fair enough. Yeah. So I'm in the process of like being like, oh, I want to listen to this, and be like, it's not in my library yet. Click. Now it's in my library. And then just exploring from there and trying to find different new and interesting bands. And it has a new music or a Discover Weekly playlist. Because I've only had it for like 3 days, it's like, here's your playlist for this week, and I'm just like, I've got that album, I've got that album, I've got that album, I've got that album. Like things I've already listened to. There's a few new suggestions which were pretty cool, but like, yeah, once time keeps going, shall we say, it's gonna start giving me new stuff that I'm gonna like really enjoy, that I haven't been in the ballpark of before. But I think the fact that by today I'd only added like 7 or 8 different bands to the list didn't really help the case.
No, not at this point, no.
But yeah, I think I just spent a bunch of time on lunch just being like, yes, I want to listen to this band and this band and this band. And then I'd just go through related artists, and anything that I know, I'm just like, yes, I'll add those all on. So yeah, I'm slowly rebuilding my music library, and that's a fun time for me, because I'm just like, yes, oh, I missed this album, better add it onto a list I'm going to listen to. Yes.
Well, I mean, you consume so much music and such a variety of music. Aren't you afraid you're going to miss something that you like, but you haven't listened to in a while, so you've kind of probably forgotten about it?
I had thought about that. So what I'm going to try and do is like look at my Apple Music on my laptop before I finally shut it off, and just make sure everything that I enjoyed on there has been copied over.
Oh, see, there is technically a backup of it.
There is technically a way to do it, and I can use my laptop, but I can't take my laptop into work and cart it around everywhere to just listen to music.
No, that would be a pain in the hole.
Yeah, yeah, which is why I'm just like, it has to be able to work on my phone. Which is why I'm like, yeah, Spotify's the thing to go to for me right now. So yeah, but I have like, I've just started moving all my albums out of my apartment, and I filled two massive carrier bags with 2/3 of them. So yeah, I don't know how many CDs I've got. It's over 300 that I'm moving.
Wow.
I'm just like, that's all right, but like the amount of albums I've listened to is way over 1,000 at this point in time, because
Good
I'm just
God.
like always like, yeah, I want to listen to new music all the time. I'll listen to most of those albums I've listened to at least, I don't know, 4 or 5 times.
Nice.
And it's like, those are albums that I'm just like, yes, this album stood out to me, so I'm going to pick it up. Actually have a physical copy of it. But there's so many that I've listened to over like the last 2 years that I'm just like, I don't have a physical copy of that, so I just need to remember that I liked it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the point I'm at, where I'm just like, I've got to find the albums that I've enjoyed and I know I like listening to. I'll get there eventually. But,
Oh yeah. Well, you just can't instantaneously recall all that stuff. I'm trying to remember the last CD that I actually bought. I think it was Metallica's latest one. Seems like I bought something since then though.
that was what, Hardwired to Self-Destruct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant album. Oh man, was that ever a brilliant album?
Cool.
I'm
I
enjoying it.
haven't listened to it. I can't think of the
You
last.
have homework. You have homework then, if that's the case.
I can't think of the last physical album I bought. It might have been. Oh no, it was the Ride Majestic by Soilwork, if I remember correctly. Which is like their most recent. That's not their most recent album. It came out in 2015. They put out a B-side Sombrari's album called Death Resonance last year. No, that came out in 2016. Yeah, but they're working on a new album, so I'm excited about that. Oh no, Transcendence by Devin Townsend, but I did buy it for my dad, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I honest to God, I don't remember the last CD that I bought. I
Yeah.
don't remember. I just don't remember.
I just don't buy albums anymore, like physical copies of albums.
Well,
If
for
I
the
didn't buy
longest
them,
time, we actually didn't have. We were very limited in record stores here in the city. We had an HMV, we had Music World, we had all these different places at once upon a time. But at some, over the years, we lost them all. Like HMV folded. Music World actually got bought by someone, and they closed up shop, and so we literally had the CD section at like Best Buy and Walmart and places like that. But we also have this, two fantastic local shops down here that are locally owned, Fred's Records and O'Brien's Music. And between the two of those, you can basically find everything under the sun down there. And if they don't have it on hand, they will order it. And they have, Fred's in particular, have a monster vinyl collection down there that you can just go through and pick what you want. That's the last thing I bought. It was vinyls for my brother-in-law's stepdaughter. That's what it was. I bought a Stevie Wonder greatest hits or something like that for her. It was like a double disc. It was awesome. I was like, okay, Jenna, if this is what you're into, here you go. There's lots of great stuff on here. Listen to it. And yeah, that's what it was. I think we gave it to her for Christmas or something like that. And well, it's part of her gift anyway. And yeah, so I mean, for the longest time, we were without like a like national record store here. But Sunrise Records is now open here in St. John's again now. So I'll probably, when they're finished renovating, I will actually go and see what they got in store.
I just had the realization that I have no way to listen to a CD anymore.
What?
I just don't have a disc drive. Like, I've got disc drives that is okay on my PlayStation and my Xbox, but like the laptop I'm using doesn't have one. My Mac Mini hasn't had one.
No.
It just doesn't have one. And I'm just like, I don't have any way to like import CDs. It's kind of good that I've moved digital anyway, but like I'm just like, oh, I've got all these CDs that I just can't listen to that have been sitting around for 4 years. And I haven't been able to listen to them.
Well, like a portable external USB CD burner is only like 50, 60 bucks now, right? So.
Oh yeah, they're real cheap, but like, I don't really need it because I've got like Spotify and Apple Music. I'm just like,
that's true, too.
If I've got the physical copy, then I can immediately get the download copy anyway. And what was really handy, like initially, was when I had my Amazon account. I used to buy all my albums through Amazon and get them delivered to me.
Right.
But when you did that, they'd give you digital downloads for everything you bought anyway.
Right.
So you could just be like, oh, download, and everything would be. You'd buy the album. I'd buy the album. I wouldn't even take it out of its case. Like when it turned up, I'd just put it on the shelf, and I'd already have listened to it all.
Wow.
Just like, yes, this is great for me. And that's been going on for years because
Right.
I remember like just going onto it and just being like, oh yeah, I'll download all this. Just yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, we've done that for like Blu-rays that we picked up for the little fella, like especially for when we're like going across on like road trips. Because I mean, my parents only just recently got a Blu-ray player because their entire entertainment system got struck by lightning for like a bolt of lightning hit the power pole across from the house, came in and literally blew up their entertainment center. They had a brand new TV that they had only purchased like 6 months before. God.
Oh.
And like all like their receiver and DVD players and all that stuff gone, just vaporized speakers and everything. It was weird. And it was only the TVs in the house. Like it was the TV in the main living room, the spare TV that was downstairs in the rec room, which nobody watched anyway, and the TV that they had in their own bedroom that they sometimes watch. All three of those things just like fried. Everything else in the house, perfect. It was very unusual. Was it a lightning strike or was it something else? Something happened with the pole, and it whatever it is, that's what it fried in the house. Lightning would probably fry everything, but
yeah.
So I don't think it was lightning. I have to try and remember this now. I think I'll have to call Dad after I'm talking to you just to find out what it was.
Fair enough. Cool. Spencer, where can we find your song?
You can find my song. You can find it on my YouTube channel for the video version of it. It is also available on iTunes and Google Play and CD Baby. And I think it's on Amazon MP3 as well.
Cool.
And I don't know where else it is because I'm spacing out right now. I think that's it. I think it might be on like Shazam or something like that, but I don't know anybody who uses Shazam.
Nah, fair enough.
Bah. But yeah, just search Chemical Workers song Spencer Crew and it'll pop up.
Awesome. And where in general can we find you across the internet?
Generally, I'm on Twitter mostly, which is Spencer. At Spencer in NL or Spencer in Newfoundland, and I'm also on the Rooster Teeth site under Grenou, which is
cool.
Which is also the name of my YouTube channel, Grenou, Grenou.
Cool. I haven't seen you use the Rooster Teeth site in terms of journals or comments recently, but that's just because of the state of the site at the moment.
No, I actually did an update. I updated one last week.
Oh, crazy!
Yeah, like late last week too.
I've not been paying enough attention.
No, you haven't. I've been that's where I've been reading your blog too, for the most part.
Crazy. Yeah, I write something every day, and I have done for probably 1,506 days as of today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I will absolutely hunt that down, and check it out. I try my best to look at people's journals and like comment on them, but at the moment I'm just a bit demotivated to look at the site. They've got a new video beta of the site. So
yeah, I tried that. It actually starting to look good. I meant to partake in sort of the 2.0 test run thing, but I never did. I had the email and I never did click on it, and which is unfortunate. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the new site's going to be like. I'm really hoping to get back into it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that there's like a flurry of more activity, but I just can't see enough going on at the moment. It's just I don't know, disheartening a little, I think.
Yeah.
But, that's okay. Oh well. Right, I can be found across the internet at Destroy Topham or at Topham on the Rooster Teeth site as well. This is the Easily Excitable podcast. I have a Twitter and Instagram, as most people do now. I'm probably going to be putting up some guitar-y solo jams on my Instagram because
with your new pedals,
it's a good platform. Yeah, with my new pedals, because it's a real nice place to put content up.
Yeah.
Because you get like a minute of video, which is real nice, and I can just chill out, and then I can just edit it so that it's just however long I want it to be. And yeah, it's a real nice way to make little videos. And that means I can turn my amps up loud and just be like, yes, so you don't hear the sound of me hitting the strings. Oh yes, very nice. But yeah, cool. Right, Spencer, thank you very much for being my guest this week.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure as always.
You're welcome. And
oh, you know what?
Oh, go ahead.
I didn't do a subversive joke. We didn't do a subversive joke.
Oh no. I
meant to jump on the big muff, but you know.
We just you did it! You did it! Yes! Oh dear.
If my wife is listening, I'm sorry.
Oh, crazy. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Have an exciting week. Goodbye.